pustam. Madhyan madhuvrata varuta giropa gustam. Tastyau nidaya niketa tad urasvadama. Tastau nidaya niketa tad urasvadama. Savritaha savikasa nayane nayata. Savriddha savikasa nayane nayata. Tasyam sadesa usatim navakanchamalam. Tasyam sadesa usatim navakanchamalam. Madhyan madhuvrata varuta giropa pustam. Madhyan madhuvrata varuta giropa gustam. Tastau nidaya niketa tad urasvadama. Tastau nidaya nikete tad urasvadama. Savritaha savikasan nayane nayata. Savridaha savikasan nayane nayata. Tasyam sadesa usatim navakanchamalam. Madhyan madhuvrata vahura giroka pustam. Astau nidaya nikate taturasvadama. Savridaha savikasa nayane nayata. Tasyam sayesa usatim navakanchamalam. Savridaha savikasa nayane nayata. Matajis? Tasyam sadesa usatim navakanchamalam. Tastau nidaya nikate tadurasvadama. Savridahasa vikasanayana yata. Tasya sadesa usatim navakanchamalam. Madhyan madhuvrata giropakustam. Okay, we'll see the word-to-word meaning. Tasya, of him, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Amsa dese, on the shoulders. Usatim, very beautiful. Nava, new. Kanchamalam, garland of lotus flowers. Madhyat, maddened. Madhuvrata varuta, of humble bees. Gira, with a vibrating. Upagustam, surrounded by their humming. Tastau, remained. Nidaya, after placing the garland. Nikate, nearby. Tadura, the bosom of the Lord. What is a bosom of the Lord means? What is bosom? Chest. Good. Bosom means chest or the heart of the Lord. Swadama, her real resort. Savridahasa, smiling with shyness. Vikasat, glittering. Nayanena, with the eyes. Yata, so situated. Translation and purport, there's no purport. So translation only by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Approaching the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the goddess of fortune, placed upon his shoulders the garland of newly grown lotus flowers, which was surrounded by humming humblebees searching for honey. Then, expecting to get a place on the bosom of the heart, on the heart of the Lord, she remained standing by his side, her face smiling in shyness. This is a description of Lakshmi Devi. Okay. We will read the next translation and purport because there is no purport in this verse. Yeah? The translation of verse number 25. Good. So people are attentive. Yeah? Okay. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is a father of the three worlds. And his bosom, his heart, is a residence of Mother Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, the proprietor of all opulences. The goddess of fortune, by her favorable and merciful glance, can increase the opulence of the three worlds, along with their inhabitants and their directors, the demigods. Purport, a short one. Yeah? All of you are attentive? Hare Krishna. Purport. According to the desire of Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune, the Supreme Personality of Godhead made his bosom her residence so that her glance could favor everyone, including the demigods and ordinary human beings. In other words, since the goddess of fortune stays on the bosom of Narayana, she naturally sees any devotee who worships Narayana. When the goddess of fortune understands that a devotee is in favor of devotional service to Narayana, she is naturally inclined to bless the devotee with all opulences. The karmis try to receive the favor and the mercy of Lakshmi, but because they are not devotees of Narayana, their opulence is flickering, shaky. The opulence of devotees who are attached to the service of Narayana is not like the opulence of karmis. The opulence of the devotee is as permanent as the opulence of Narayana himself. Om Agyana Timarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahim Dadati Sva Padantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna. So now we have come to verse number 24 and 25 today. So therefore, what we'll do is today, we will quickly go through the previous verses to understand where we are at. Yeah? And then continues today's topic. And today's topic is very, very important. Okay? It deals with Krishna and opulences. And opulence, Krishna, basically Krishna means everything, his opulence, power, everything. Krishna and the opulence of his devotees. Okay? That will be the topic for today. Okay. Now, what's happening is, the first 8 verses, verse number 1 to 8, mentions about various items that has come out of the churning of the ocean, milk ocean. What are the different items? Could anyone name one by one in sequence? Yeah, you can refer it. First one is yes, poison. Then, how did they nullify that? Who drank the poison? Lord Shiva. Okay. Then Surabhi, the cow appeared. Who desired that? The great sages, not Indra. They desired and they took it. Then Uchaishrava, the horse came. Who took that horse? Bali Maharaj took it. Then Airavata elephant came. Who took it? It was not mentioned actually, but Indra, it is understood that Indra took it. Then Kastuba and Padmaragamani, 2 jewels came out. Who took that? Lord Vishnu himself. And then Parijata flower. Again, it's not mentioned who took it, but we assume, right? Prabhu? Taken by Indra, we assume. Apsaras, obviously. Indra. And then goddess of fortune has come, appeared. Okay? That is what is the scene now. Scenario is the goddess of fortune has just appeared. Okay? Now, when she appeared, she was, very, very beautiful. She's an eternal concept of the concert of the Lord. And therefore, everyone assembled there, including demigods, demons, and all various people who are very famous and great personalities. They were all assembled there. Everyone had a desire, looking at the beautiful feature of Lakshmi Devi. Everyone wanted to desire her. In other words, to marry her. But Lakshmi Devi desired whom? Lord Narayana only. So, Lakshmi Devi here is looking for someone who is very qualified and who is the best person. Who else could be other than Narayana? So, these are the 8 elements which came. Now the next verse, 9 to 18, mentions about the beauty of Lakshmi Devi and how all great personalities offer different items to the Lakshmi Devi. Okay, these are the things. So we leave it like that because we know it is straightforward. Now the next 6 verses, which is 19 to 24, is very important because Lakshmi Devi here is in deliberation, examining who is the best person for me. She is looking at all the great personalities assembled. Yeah? It is like a Swayambara, marriage ceremony. She is going to pick her groom. Yeah? And so she is seeing who is the best personality in the assembly whom I can pick up. So this is a deliberation. Now this is quite interesting, okay? So what we'll do, we'll go from 19 to 24, where Lakshmi Devi is looking at different personality and thinking who would be the best choice for me? Who would be the most suitable person, the most suitable qualified person for me, the best person whom I can marry? Huh? But already she had in mind the Lord, because she's eternal consort of the Lord. But this is deliberation she's going through. Okay, now she was examining first. In verse number 19, she was examining Gandharvas, Yakshasas, Asuras, Siddhas, Charanas, and all the demigods. And she was looking at them. Then she thought, okay, they may be good looking, but they don't have good qualities. Okay? Then, in verse number 20, she was thinking, oh, of all the personalities assembled there, someone may have performed great austerities. Okay? It's a good thing, to perform good austerities. But the defect is that they get anger. They get angry. Yeah? So someone who has done great austerity, they cannot control anger. So who is the example of that? Do you think of that? Anyone? Who has done great austerity, but who cannot control anger? The famous personality. Very good. Then she was thinking, someone who possesses great knowledge, they're very knowledgeable, but they cannot conquer the material desires, senses. It is said as Bragaspati, who cannot control material desires. Then someone who is great, but he cannot control lusty desires. That is Brahma, correct. Now, someone is a great personality or even a controller, yet he depends on someone else. So I may be a big controller, but I am not independent like Krishna. Only Krishna is independent. So the controller, but he has to depend on his assistants for his work. Who is that? Indra. Very good. Then, in verse number 21, she's saying, someone may be very religious, but they are not friendly to all living entities. Who is an example for that? Śrīmad. He knows the religion well, but he is not friendly. Then, someone may be very powerful, yet they are killed. They come under the control of time. Who is that? All great demons. Hiranyakashipu, Ravana. They're great personalities, but they come under the control of time. Then, someone may be renounced, yet he cannot be liberated. Any idea? Daksha. And then, someone may be free from the 3 modes, yet you cannot have friendship with them. Some of the persons, they may be completely free from the 3 modes, but you cannot have friendship with them. Who could be the personality? The 4 Kumaras. They're always aloof. And then, in the 22 verse, she's saying, someone may have a long life, but they don't possess good character. It is Bali Maharaj. Then someone may possess both auspiciousness and good character, but the duration of life is fixed. Who are they? Human beings in the mode of goodness. Then someone may have an eternal life, but they are inauspicious in nature. Who is that? Lord Shiva. And then finally she says, yet people may be qualified in all aspects, but they are still not devotees of Krishna. And therefore, she was deliberating on this point. So in this way, in verse number 23, after deliberation, the goddess of fortune accepted Mukunda as her husband. Because why? What's the reason? After deliberation, she knew that Krishna is independent. He possesses all transcendental qualities. Yeah? The Lord's qualities is not material. Everything is transcendental. And then he possesses mystic powers also. And therefore, he is the most suitable, desirable, qualified person for me. So Lakshmi Devi has taken that stand, that decision. And then what did she do? In the next verse, which we read here, she took a garland and placed on the shoulder of Lord Narayana and was standing by the side of Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana or Krishna. Then, this verse today we see where it is said that the goddess of fortune and Lord Krishna accepted, Narayana accepted her as her consort, and therefore she placed her on his chest so that she could favor everyone, including devotees also. Okay. Now, before we start a lecture, let us think of a scenario, in this material world. Imagine someone is in the process of getting married. Is anyone here unmarried? You? Don't worry. You can say that you're unmarried. You're unmarried, right? Look, you look young, so therefore. So you're going to get married or not? No. No. Not now. After you go out. You're not sure. Okay, that's matter. Now, say someone is in the process of getting married. What they do, the first thing is they go to the matrimonial site, whatever, matrimonial.com, and they keep on putting the condition. I want my fiancé or my partner to be fair, whatever, long hair, good looking eyes, all this. You put a lot of condition. Now what happens is, when you put a lot of condition, the chances you going to get a good wife will be less. Because not many people are there in Kali Yuga with all these qualities, like Lakshmi Devi. Correct? So the chances will be very less. But here, we see Lakshmi Devi putting in lot of condition. He should be austere, he should be great, he should have good qualities, transcendental qualities, he should be knowledgeable, he should be eternal, he should be living, he should not die. He should have auspicious character, good, everything she has put in. All these conditions she has put in. And yet she got Lord Vishnu. How is that? How is that? We are trying to find someone, we are not able to do, but Lakshmi Devi put so many conditions and everything tick, 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 and Lord Narayana is there for her. Because different platform, guys, we have to understand, right? One is a material platform, the other one is spiritual platform. Here everything is limited. First thing we have to understand, everything is limited. But there everything is unlimited. Okay? She is unlimited. She is transcendental. So Lord Vishnu is unlimited. Lord Vishnu is transcendental. See, matching. Here, everything is limited, so we get only limited partner. Okay? Yes? Okay. We have to understand that. Before we go, how come Lakshmi Devi got everything tick, 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 and Lord Vishnu, but whereas we, and she's looking beautiful, that's because she's transcendental. Yeah? If you are also transcendental, maybe Lord will give you a good transcendental, beautiful wife for you. Yeah? Okay. Now, today, the topic is, Srila Prabhupada says, this last sentence, which attracted me very much, okay? I was exploring on this. That is, the opulence of devotees who are attached to the opulence of the devotees who are attached to the service of Narayana is not like the opulence of karmis. The opulence of devotees is as permanent. Understand this point. The opulence of a devotee is as permanent as the opulence of Narayana himself. Okay? So that is a topic for us. We will explore on this, okay? Opulence, Lord, devotees. Okay. We have got 8 points today. Important. Please be attentive, okay? We have some discussion on this. 8 different points. I will just tell the points first, so it may be interesting for you. The first point is how to use one's wealth and opulence properly. Yeah? This is all for the devotee, as a devotee. Then second one is how, as a devotee, we should consider our what? Opulences. How we should consider opulence as a devotee. Then, how a devotee's opulence is eternal. That's the third. Then fourth, how to know that the opulence of the devotee is provided by Krishna. Then, when does Krishna not bestow opulence to a devotee? At what circumstances Lord will not bestow opulence? And then, how do mature devotee consider material opulence? Advanced devotees, they also get opulence. How are they going to see that Lord's opulence? And then, Krishna, how he bestows opulence to everyone according to their desire. And seventh, what is the real poverty for a devotee? We have talked about the opulence, okay? In the material world, we should also know what is a poverty. What is a poverty-stricken condition of a... What is that? We will see. So you have to wait till you get the last point, okay? Okay. Now, how to use one's opulence? Wealth and opulence. Now, we have seen great personalities like Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, Yudhishthira Maharaj, Janaka Maharaj, all great personalities. How did they see the opulence of the Lord? They saw the opulence as a gift from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As a gift, the Lord has given a gift to me, and therefore they utilized everything in the Lord's service. All their possession in the Lord's service they used. And not only that, they also engaged in devotion service. Yeah? So, they considered like that. So what we should do, we should consider our riches, our opulence as a gift from Lord. Lord has given us kindly, and therefore we must also use in the service of the Lord. This is a correct utilization of the opulence. Okay? So what is the principle we learn? So everything I've got a principle also. The principle is, if we use our... Haribol, are you coming here to listen the class, or you have come here to play? Please answer this question. If you want to play, you can go outside. There's a big area, okay? You can shout and play. Here, you cannot talk, but you have to play. You want to listen to the class or you want to play? Yeah. Then this is not the position. Look at me. Yeah? He is not giving the class. Turn your position. Turn. Yes. And separate yourself. Can you go a little bit out? You also go back. Yes. Okay? Look at me. I am giving the class. Okay? Don't listen to his Bhagavatam. Listen to me. Okay. Now, so what is the principle we learn? The principle is we should use our opulences in the Lord's service. Then what happens? We become free from the threefold miseries of life. And when we become free from the threefold miseries of life, what will happen? We will be happy and peaceful. And when we become happy and peaceful, this material world becomes like Vaikuntha. Yes? See how it is connected? As long as you use your opulences for my pleasure, for buying computer games, you will have problems. You should give the money you get for computer games little bit into the undi. Yeah? $1. Then you will be happy. Otherwise you will never be happy. Bhagavatam is telling that. You understood? Yeah? You must use everything in Krishna's service. Okay. Then, how do we consider opulences, or how do devotees consider the opulences riches? Do everyone know about Ambarish Maharaj? Ambarish Maharaj, a devotee. There could be also actor, Ambarish. In Karnataka, there was an actor, yeah? Anyone from Karnataka? Yeah? Ambarish. But he was not a Maharaj. Actor, what do you expect? Now, we are talking about the great personality Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj, let us follow the example, okay? Ambarish Maharaj, do you know what is his position? He's not an actor. What is his position? Ambarish Maharaj. Prabhu, he's a emperor of the universe. He's more than the prime minister, more than the president. He's an emperor of the universe. What did he do? Yeah? We will take his example. Ambarish Maharaj is an emperor. Imagine. So much of wealth, so much of opulences. He thought that this opulence is temporary. And I am not going to get attached to this opulence. See? I am not going to get attached. I will be unattached. Because that same opulence could be the cause of my downfall. Yeah? That opulence, if I keep meditating on that opulence, then that will be my downfall. And therefore, I consider this as temporary and I'll be unattached. This was his mood. And did not go about doing that. He used all his opulences, his mind and senses, everything in Krishna's service. Savai Mano Krishna Padara Vinda. All the senses he used in Krishna's service. The emperor. Imagine the premier of Victoria is using all his senses in Krishna's service. What did he do? All his senses. In the eyes he will see only Krishna. Radha Ballabha. Ear, he will hear only Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. Tongue, only for chanting Krishna's name. Eating prasadam. Hands, in cleaning the temple, touching the devotees. Worshipping the Lord. Legs, walking to the temple. Pilgrimage. This is Ambarish Maharaj, emperor of the universe. So shall we not take example from him? Yeah? So this is how we should consider opulence. Yes, Lord has given us a gift. 1. 2, it is temporary and that could also be the cause of my fall down. And therefore, why too much attachment? Give donation and that will be okay. Buy Bhagavatam books. In that way, you'll be okay. Yeah? Then, how is a devotee's opulence eternal? Third point, okay? Now, Krishna fulfills. You also. You like Krishna? You? So Krishna fulfills the desire of everyone. Now, Krishna also fulfills the desire of his devotees and he gives opulence. But that opulence is eternal. No one can touch. It is not produced by karma. It is by Lord's grace. Okay? That opulence a devotee has got is nothing to do with karmi's opulence, because their opulence is fluctuating based on the share market. Yeah? If the share prices goes, their opulences will be good. If the share prices drops, opulence is gone. So that opulence, the karmi's opulence, is different to a devotee's opulence, where that opulence is given by the Lord for performing devotional service. So it is eternal. And also, the Lord may increase a devotee. It's up to the Lord. They cannot put a line and a restriction, rule like that. So the Lord may increase the devotee's opulence as he performs devotional service. However, our focus is not getting opulence. What is our focus? Serving the Lord and doing devotional service. And therefore, what is the principle we have to do? We should try to do only pure devotional service. Anya abhilashita sunyam, jnana karmadi anarvitam, anukulyena Krishna anuselanam, bhaktir uttama. The highest devotion, pure devotional service, described by Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Devotion, is that our desire should be free from material desires and desire for liberation. It should be, the desire should be focused on Krishna's pleasure. That is the highest. But gradually we should aim, gradually. Try to perform. How to know that the opulence of a devotee is provided by Krishna? How do you know that? There are 4 points. Okay, 1, when a devotee continues to engage all his possession in the service of the Lord. It is not enough you buy one Bhagavatam book and that's it. Buy. It's not like that. Continue. Yeah? Continue to use all his possession in the service of the Lord. 2, he should be very humble and not proud. Because the money will be taken any time. What is the need of a proud? Being proud? What is the need? And 3rd, he should be fully aware that this has been given by my Lord for my service. He should be aware that it's a mercy of the Lord. Okay? It is not by my endeavor. The Lord has given me for a purpose, and therefore I will use everything in the Lord's service, not my service. And 4, he should think that the Lord is a proprietor of my... Very difficult this is. It's easy to say, right? That the Lord is a proprietor, He's a controller. I am not the controller. It's given by the Lord for a purpose. Okay? This is a very important point, but it is difficult, the last one. So, what is the principle? If one has all the above attributes, then he is understood to have received Bhagavan's mercy. He should continue all the 4. Then, when does Krishna not bestow opulence on a devotee? Yeah? That is, Krishna's first interest, is to make sure that a devotee does not fall down from his position. This is very, very top priority for the Bhagavan. Do you know that? We have got priority. So each of us, Krishna's priority is, this guy should not fall down. This guy, what I should do, how I should. So Lord will balance also. This is a very, very sensitive matter the Lord is taking for the care of each of the devotees. Do you know that? We take Krishna for granted, correct? Very sensitive. So he will make sure that suppose if a devotee, wants this desire to be fulfilled, he understands, he knows, and accordingly the Lord deals. Okay? We are going to see that. So, the devotee's first interest is, he should protect the devotees from falling down. 1. Then, Krishna also knows many great personalities in the past have fallen down because of extravagant opulence. One who is attached to so much of opulence, even devotees have fallen down. in the past. And therefore, Krishna is very watchful. Okay? The first thing is, Krishna does not want anyone to fall down from devotion service. Because that's the eternal position of a service of a devotee. And two, he has seen, if I give, opulence is a great disturbance. And therefore, he has seen many personalities have fallen down in the past. And therefore, what does he do? Action taken by the Lord is, even if a devotee asks for opulence, sometimes the Lord may not give because it may be detrimental to his devotional service. Because by giving devotional service, the person may fall down. And therefore, in that context, the Lord will not give opulence. This is just like a well-wishing father, okay, who has got immense wealth, riches. He will not give his money to an immature son who does not know how to use the money wisely. Yes? So the same father, if the son matures, he knows how to spend the money, he will give the whole treasury to him. Take my whole bank account. This is how. So for mature devotee, the Lord's dealing is different. For the immature, because the immature devotees take the opulence and keep it for themselves. And therefore, it is not a conducive atmosphere. You know what I mean? So therefore, one should be mature in devotion service. One should know how to use their opulences in Krishna service. Otherwise, it will be like an immature status. Okay? Now, once when you become mature and use your opulence, then Krishna knows, yes, this guy is going to use everything in the service, and therefore his opulence becomes eternal. It will not be taken away by force. Okay. Then, the principle is what? What is the principle we learn? Krishna may withhold opulence. One who has a tendency to fall down or not good enough in practicing devotion service. Yeah? He knows. And therefore, he may withhold the opulence. Not everyone gets. Then, how do mature devotees consider material opulence? Mature devotees, people, very advanced devotees, right? Very advanced devotees are also very opulent. How do they consider that? Is when the mature devotees get opulence, they understand that it is given from the Lord and they know wisely how to use it. They know well how to use in Krishna service. And therefore, their opulence will not be a cause of their bondage. If you give Krishna gives opulence, and that same opulence is a bondage for a devotee, then what is the point in giving? He will not give. But for the mature devotee, he knows, this guy, he will not use it in a wrong way. And therefore, use opulence. It's not going to create bondage for you. You will continue in devotion service, and that is what Krishna wants. Okay? So what is the principle? Mature devotees may be given all material facilities to continue in devotion service, while opulence detrimental to devotion service will be taken away or will not be given. Is that okay? Are you following what I'm trying to say? Or little bit too much on a Sunday morning? Okay. So that is what it is. Okay. Opulence, if you use in a mature way in Krishna service, this will not cause bondage, and therefore the Lord will be willing to give. But opulence, which cause bondage, which cause detrimental to a devotee, will be taken away or not given. Okay. Then, finally, Krishna bestows mercy to everyone according to what is best for them. Okay. Now, there are two scenarios here. Very interesting. If one takes to devotion service, yeah, and then still has material desires, okay, whatever the material desire he has got, according to Krishna, he is considered little bit foolish. when one takes up devotion service, all of us, I am also in that category, okay? Don't take that I am in a Uttama level. If someone takes up devotion service and still has got some material desires, Krishna considers them as little bit foolish. Why? Because when there is a nectar of devotion service, the person is picking up poison. Because material means problem only. Gradually. So therefore, Krishna considers this guy nectar, my devotion service is so nectarian. But he is a bit foolish. He wants only, matter. Okay. Lord understand. For that devotees, what happens? Now, if the devotee is very sincere and he wants only craving for Krishna service, then Krishna will give him devotion service. Yeah? We have to eagerly, if we are in this condition, in my condition like that, attached to material, but I should be keen, have a strong desire, Lord, I want to serve you, please, protect me, help me. Then the Lord will give devotion service. Because I want it. Like that. Now the second scenario is, if a devotee very sincerely engages, pakka engages, but still maintains some material desires. Okay? The first category you can say it between 25 to 50, something like that, roughly, or less than 50. Okay? That level. The second devotee is more than 50. He's quite steady and all that, but still he maintains some material desire, and that is a hindrance for his devotion service. What does the Lord do? The Lord may take his material possession. Because that's a hindrance, He may take his material possession and he will put him back on track in devotion service, pure devotion service. Now, this is considered as a Lord's special mercy, okay? Now, not everyone is under that category, okay? Very rare, okay? Or if a person thinks that you are meant for preaching, okay? If Krishna desires that you are meant for preaching, then he may not give the devotee enough opulence, to be attracted. Okay? He will give him devotion service. But again, it's a special category. If Krishna interferes, normally he doesn't interfere. He interferes only when there is a need, when the devotee requests, desires, like that. Then, so what is the principle here? When a devotee is fixed in devotion service, there is no need for the Lord to deprive him of material opulence. The Lord never takes away material opulence achieved through devotion service. Okay? If through devotion service we achieve opulence, the Lord doesn't take away. Although he may take away the opulence by pious activities. If it is through karma, and if Krishna feels that money can be taken away so that one can progress in Krishna consciousness, then he may do that. Finally, what is the real poverty? We have so far seen the opulence, We have seen so far. The mic is not. It's okay. So far, we have seen the opulence and how Krishna is giving opulence in terms of Prabhu. Although it is working in the recording, it may not reflect. So maybe it's better to change the. Okay. It's the same volume. You're sure? Okay. Because once it was like that. It was working, but in the recording it was only like a silent movie. So, the last thing is, what is the poverty of a devotee? When can you say that the devotee is in poverty? In a poverty-stricken condition. Is poor. When do we say a devotee is poor? When he's not going for a job? When he doesn't have a bank balance? When he doesn't have a house of his own? When do we call him? We call him when he forgets the Lord. When he doesn't know who Krishna is. If you do not know who Krishna is, you are a poor person. You are not opulent. You don't have riches. That is what the scriptures are saying. Why? Because he doesn't know the nectarian taste of serving the Lord. The richness of serving the Lord. He doesn't know. Therefore, he's a poor person. So, opulence automatically comes to a devotee when he's engaged in devotion service. One need not have to separately look for it. It automatically comes. And therefore, what we should do as a devotee is to only do devotional service. Yeah? And try to do pure devotional service. If you are not doing devotion service, we should do devotion service. If you are doing devotion service, then we should upgrade ourselves to pure devotion service. We are upgrading our kitchen. We are upgrading our computer. We are upgrading our car. Are we upgrading your devotion service? She's very frank, yeah? She says no. Did you answer my question or no? No. She was doing like this. I said, not bad. One person answered my question. We have to upgrade our devotion service. How? If you are not a devotee, become a devotee. If you are a devotee, become a pure devotee. That's all we are saying. Yes? Simple. But the application may be difficult. So that is what we should do. Okay, so finally, the goal of devotion service, the goal of worshipping Krishna and to do the service, it's to eternally fixed in the loving service of the Lord and enjoy the spiritual happiness which these guys are having. Enjoy the spiritual bliss, happiness. If you come to Krishna means you have to be happy. You can't keep your face like this. Yes, that's what we want, yeah? Krishna means happiness only. How can there will be problems? How can one be unhappy? Yes? Krishna means happiness only. It's a reservoir of happiness. For one has to be happy. Okay. Now, I think you had enough of medication. Yeah? Thank you very much. Thanks for the patience. In fact, I'm giving the class after a couple of months because I've been overseas. And therefore, I was a bit nervous whether I'm going to, looking at the audience, whether I'm going to deliver properly. But by the Bhagavan's mercy, it is okay, I think. Now, do you have any questions, comments, corrections, thoughts? Which category, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for the class, Prabhuji. It's always it's amazing for my mind to hear you when you speak. So I'm glad that I could come to the class today. So the category I want to share is just a pastime from Srila Prabhupada when he came to Australia. I watched a series called Srila Prabhupada Memories. And this week I was watching, and it's related to the topic of opulence. And Ramai Swami, who is an Australian sannyasi.
He's also GBC, Prabhu.
Yes, sorry. Including other countries, right? Not only Australia. He shared this memory when Srila Prabhupada came to Australia, and the devotees went to pick him up at the airport with a Rolls Royce. And then, of course, the press, they would ask questions, the reporters would ask questions to challenge Srila Prabhupada. So the reporter said, I thought you were a guru, a renounced person, and you are here with a Rolls Royce. What is this? And then Ramai Swami says that he felt, oh no, I knew this was not a good idea to come here with a Rolls Royce. But then Srila Prabhupada replied like this. He said, as a devotee, we use everything in Krishna service. The Guru is a representative of God. And when Krishna came to this mature world, he had a chariot made of gold. So, what is this Rolls Royce? Some tin? Some metal? I say, it's not enough. And then the devotees left, said, Jai Srila Prabhupada, and then the reporter could say nothing else. That's it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for your... Any questions? Surya, you are the last one because I have to think properly. Yes? Give a mic, Prabhu, to this young fellow.
Oh, thank you, Prabhuji. So, when you were talking about how when people forget about Krishna, and they
People what, sorry?
When you forget about Krishna. So, what happens if you become old and then you forget because there's some problems in this world? Does that still count as losing it? Being poor?
So, if I understand your question properly, you are asking a question that when we become old, we forget Krishna, right? We cannot think Krishna.
Like sometimes there are problems. So
problems of the mind and the dementia and all that stuff. So, how will Krishna reciprocate with us? Because we are not able to remember him, correct? In our old age. Oh, very good question. You want to answer the question? See, there is a verse in Bhagavad Gita. What is that, Madhuri? Swalpam abhyasya dharmasya. Small devotion service. Are you chanting Krishna's name? How many rounds are you doing? Very good, very good. See, if you chant the Lord's holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, you are already considered as a devotee by the Lord. Just one mantra. See how merciful Krishna is? And therefore, you are already a devotee. And if you become a devotee of Krishna, Lord will take care of you regardless of your material condition or status. Suppose you are very rich, you become poor. Don't worry, Krishna will take care. Suppose you cannot remember about Krishna. Don't worry, Krishna will take care. Yeah? So to become a devotee of Krishna is important. All other circumstances may be there, may not be there. Lord will take care of you. He may give remembrance, if not. Even if you don't remember, as a devotee, Krishna sees what all the things this guy has done. Okay? For example, we see many people die in coma. Huh? They can't remember. But the Lord sees what they have done. Suppose I die coma at the age of 70 or something. Then what did I do in my previous years? What did I do? That is important, isn't it? Yeah? In a company, when they do a monthly report, they will see how the company has performed in the previous month. In the same way, how we have done in our past. So if you chant and hear, chanting and hearing Bhagavatam, then it is already devotion service. It starts with Shravanam and Kirtanam. Okay? So therefore, on any circumstances, Krishna will take care of us. Yeah? Is that okay? That's what it is. Whether you remember or forget, He will take care. Because He said that. Little bit if you do, little bit. You do not have to do great day activities, depending upon the person. Little activity you do. Chanting and hearing, that will help us. Yeah? Okay, Prabhu. Anyone else? So Sylvia should be the last one. Any other questions? Okay, good. Please pass it on to Sylvia. I'm coming after a couple of months, so your questions has to be a little bit mild.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Welcome back, and thank you for the wonderful class. Prabhu, you were talking about our material opulences and how they all come by Krishna's mercy. Nothing comes with our own endeavor. So my question is, whether we're rich or poor, and we hear in lectures like whether we're rich or poor, it all comes from our previous life, our previous pious credits. So how do we understand this?
As I mentioned in the class, the opulence consists of two types. One is through the pious activity, karma, and the other one is given by the Lord. The one which you have acquired through karma, for example, in the previous birth, I've helped a lot of poor persons. I've done so much of austerities, like King Nirga. Okay? You give charity, lot of charity, and this birth I'll be a rich person. That is because of my own endeavor, karma. Krishna has got nothing to do. That is by pious activity. My self-owned, self-made pious activity, I'm enjoying this birth. So that is a pious credit or karma. The other one is, Krishna bestows the opulence because the devotee is using all the opulence in Lord's service. That opulence is not considered as a bondage. And that is not detrimental to his devotional service. Yeah? And therefore, what is the need for Krishna to take it away? So therefore, Srila Prabhupada says in the purport that the devotee's opulence is eternal, whereas a karmi's opulence is flickering. One time he may get $1 million, next moment it may have gone. That is how we understand. I have seen personally that many of, you can say friends, relatives, they had riches in the past and now they have lost it. That is because of their own karma. But if they had done little bit of service, or if they connected themselves to Krishna, then Krishna could have. I cannot put a restriction on Bhagavan, but he could have given some opulence back. So, in other words, to understand your question, the opulence that we get through pious activities cannot be guaranteed. But the opulence given by Krishna is permanent, is guaranteed, because it doesn't cause bondage to the person. Whereas the opulence created, or a person who is getting opulence by his own pious credits, by karma, he may fall down from devotion service because of his immaturity.
Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions, comments? Okay. We'll stop here. Thank you very much for your patience, attendance. Gantharaj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nithai Gaura Premanandi.